Ooh, I'm telling you, every single time I hear that song and I hear the intro, it just makes me go crazy. Have y'all ever listened to that intro when you're in the car? Like the bass on that
Yeah.
intro, it goes crazy. I'm just telling it. But no. What's up, everybody? Welcome
I can
to it.
only imagine it does probably go
Oh,
crazy.
oh, it goes crazy. Welcome to Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. Sports Laugh and Chill. Gina's in the building. Dan's in the building. Yours truly. I know I'm sounding a little snotty. You know, it is what it is. Little flu game for me today. But yeah, no, here we are. How's everyone doing?
Good, Jordan. Chilling, man.
I'm trying
Another day, Wednesday, hump day. What's up, everybody that's in the chat?
to fix my Wi-Fi game because you know how I fucking living like Marcus these days. But I would just like to, for anyone out there watching, just like to remind you all that we do have a Patreon, and if you would like to become a member, let me move this keyboard out of the way. It's only $5 a month.
What's up,
What's
Tanya?
up, Rod?
What's up, Steve-O?
Steve-O, sorry, comment. I hope you
Tanya,
feel better soon,
Steve-O.
too. We got the rated R
Oh,
superstar
yes,
in here,
yeah.
and I'm not talking about Edge. I'm talking about Rod. He's in here now too. What's good,
Oh.
Rod? Good to see you.
What's up, Rod? And I'd like to make a special shout out to Ms. Debbie, Ms. Danielle, and Ms. Tanya, our dedicated Patreon members who've been there with us, submitting personalized questions, which is in tier 2 for a low price of $10 a month. And thank you to everybody who always comes and shows up. And if you'd like to have your name in the outro, $5 a month. I mean, you can't beat that price. Your name in big letters at the end of every show. But if you'd like to ask personalized questions, $10 a month and your name at the end of every show. I mean, you know, you don't even have to keep.
We got some good stuff cooking right now too.
So yeah, sure do. Sure do.
Let's get on with the show.
Members get that access to that information, man.
Early access, and we've got some special guests coming up. So, what's up, Jorge? Let's get right into the show, guys. And thank you so much every week for popping in. We got some loyal viewers who are always here with us. And hit that like button right now.
Facts. Smash that like button.
Like Rod says, Draymond that button.
Hey, speaking of Draymond, I know y'all see Jordan Poole balling today. He's balling today.
I heard
it's a
41
pool party.
points in 28 minutes.
It's a pool party.
You said how many?
41 points in 28 minutes.
He cooking.
He's cooking.
Where's Marcus when you need him? Let's cook.
He's probably watching the All 22 on Jimmy G. Yeah, man. Jordan Poole. Oh, my goodness. 27 minutes, 41 points on 10 of 19 shooting. 6 of 12.
That's against us, too.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's preseason. That's why I know we can say it and just be happy.
Nobody from my team is playing.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, we can say it and be happy. Like, even if it was against the Hawks or the Warriors, I'd be sitting here and be like, you know what, Jordan Poole, happy for you. What's up, Shell?
41.
Exactly.
I mean, he's still
what's
hot.
up?
He's still
yeah,
hot.
Poole really I mean, he's gonna get that, during the season. So
my question almost
it's not gonna be the first or the last.
My question to Golden State fans is: did y'all trade the wrong person? y'all looking for offense. Y'all looking for offense, and looks like Jordan Poole took his talents to Washington, and his points with him. So, unless that expensive backpack gonna do something,
Wait, where's the gun?
That's that expensive back. I don't see Draymond ever giving anyone 41 at no game. I don't care if I don't care if he had all doggone 60 minutes to get it done. I don't no game will Draymond Green sniff 41 anything. I might get 41 technical fouls in a season, but he ain't getting
Draymond ain't giving you 20. Draymond ain't giving 41 points in 2 games.
I'm just gonna die because Dan said
41 points in 3 games.
Dan said the expensive backpack. I can't get over that.
I know. That's hilarious.
The truth is the truth.
I know, but no, we got questions. We got a lot of questions.
We all
got
knew
a lot
that.
of topics. Let's get into it. Oh yeah,
we're gonna get into
Draymond apparently didn't know that. He didn't. We knew that, Gina. Draymond didn't. He thought he was a piece. He thought he was, a shirt or some pants or some shoes. That boy was
boy got stretch pants.
He was an accessory. He wasn't even part of the outfit.
Facts.
Oh my God.
Keep preaching.
Oh my God. Well, the Warriors fucking organization obviously thought he was.
You're not leaving your shirt or pants, right?
He's
Jordan?
the vest.
Out the house with no shoes on your feet, right? So we know that Clay, is probably the shirt, and Steph is the pants, and maybe the shoes. But Dre, that backpack.
Listen, man,
it's optional.
There's so much that is wrong with this analogy, but it's funny. I just have to laugh at it. I just have to laugh.
He's the vest. Draymond is the vest in a 3-piece suit or 4-piece. What is it? 3-piece?
Good to see you too, Shell.
I don't know. I don't wear a fucking
He's
suit.
trying to add pieces. Trina trying to add pieces. Is it a 4-piece? Because you can't say that 3-piece. No.
He's the boutonniere. No, I'm joking. He's the vest.
Draymond is the cuff. Draymond is the cufflinks.
You're wrong.
Hey,
you are so wrong.
Before y'all
Draymond is
fired,
the buttons.
Hey,
Draymond
is
the buttons.
Wrong.
Of one of
Jorge's like
Let's
4-piece.
get into it. Y'all gonna get me fired.
Oh, shit. I know, right? Jorge says
Draymond ain't
24.5 wins this season. Have fun letting it fly. Okay,
I'm gonna
now
bet the over
that's...
on that. I would bet the over.
I don't know,
He has
man.
4-piece.
He's just stepping into Bradley Beal's role, so I don't know if you wanna take that bet. This was Washington we talking about.
Yeah, I know. There's just something about teams that play freely that I really do like. Now, I'm not saying that they're gonna make the playoffs, but if you ask me,
they
like,
freely play for the lottery.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. Can they win 25? If you're asking me to say like, hey, can they win 25 games? I'm gonna say yeah, they can win 25 games.
Hey, isn't it funny that the two outcasts ended up on the same team? Like Kuzma was the outcast for the Lakers. Now
remember when folks was like, hey, when he left the Lakers, he was gonna average over 20?
But we all do know Jordan Poole's gonna do that, right?
Jordan Poole is gonna average 30.
Yeah, he's gonna put up 25 a game this year.
Hey, he
25.
He let that thing fly.
I just said 20 on Kuzma.
You did.
20.
I'm saying, like,
that man
Jordan
can't
Poole,
even give me 15.
Jordan Poole was the second leading scorer on the Warriors last year. He's getting 25.
Oh, he's Jordan. You just heard me. Here it
I did. Yeah.
He's averaging 30. Watch. That boy JP gonna let the Warriors know you traded the wrong guy, and your future now is bleak. How do you give away Jordan? You I know you because I know you got a ride. I know you do, but I need you to answer this for me. How do you let that scoring weapon walk out the door for a guy that gives you maybe 3 points? He gives you maybe 8 to 10 rebounds a game.
Expensive.
Lots of text. And he's expensive.
Yeah.
Backpack. So how do you let Jordan Poole, who's a Rolex type player, walk out of the door? I mean, it's the youth. You talking about now? We talking about maybe giving up Clay. What? Next year he might not be a Warrior, and JP would have fit right in that role, right along with your boy. Who's the guy that was out for a little significant of time? What's my boy name?
Wiggs.
With Andrew Wiggins. They were supposed to be the ones coming up after them vets. But you have Draymond and his feelings getting cooked by JP in practice. And now JP is about to average 30, and your boy might not play 60 games in Draymond.
I love this Dan troll here. I love this.
No, the thing about it is, it's not even a troll. He makes good points. And
It's
look,
not- it's
I
not
really
even-
do think, I know we're supposed to be, our whole episode is supposed to be
Oh,
on
I know.
basketball. So we'll get more into it because I have some inside source information. I talked to y'all about it in the group already, but look, the Warriors better do something this year because after this, without the core, you gonna have some decisions that have to be made. So we're gonna talk about it. That's my little preview for what we got coming on. But
Hey,
Let's roll on with
Jacqueline.
these Patreon questions, Gina.
What up, Memphis?
Yes.
Jack.
What's up, Jacqueline? Shout out.
speaking of the Warriors, we got Memphis in the building.
Right. I hope her iron is good today. Well, as she called it, her urn. I made some jokes about it.
Oh, is that Memphis or Baltimore?
That's
Hey,
actually
no,
St.
no,
Louis.
No. Memphis talk like that too.
But
You gotta
what I'm trying to
remember.
what I'm trying to tell you is years before Memphis was talking like that, we was talking like that. We used to go to, we got family in Memphis, and they used to laugh at the way we talked. So
Baltimore
I'm trying to
does
tell
it
you,
too.
before Memphis was
Yep,
talking
Kelly.
like that, they wasn't. They was talking like Southerners. Here, there, all that bullshit. What's up, man? All that's how they was talking. They wasn't using them R's like that, bro. No, they was not. No, they was not.
Hey, don't matter. It's all good.
That's fine.
All right.
Okay.
What questions we hitting first? Pause.
We got to do Niner questions first because Miss Debbie, Miss Tanya, and Miss Danielle want these answered as of Monday. So, Jordan, do you have access to the NBA show folder?
Let me take a look.
While Jordan
yes,
is doing
I do.
that, shout out to Rod for my new
Just in case.
background, boy. That thing
Okay.
is lit. And literally, he has shown our team because
Right
that
on.
is all we got.
Mhm.
I gotta get mine updated because mine still has
right there.
my old at. I gotta change mine.
All right, so
The
Gina, what do you want to
first
start?
one
Here you go.
is yeah, that one. So that's Miss
Pause.
Debbie's. Miss Debbie's are the first three. I'm slow right now. On what? Pause on what?
Nothing, Gina. It's okay. Go ahead and read
The
that for us,
first,
please.
the first three. The first
Can
three.
you read it for me? What was the question? Just want you to read it.
I don't have it plugged in tonight. That's the only
I'm
reason why I don't have
so
it plugged in tonight.
Retarded. Oh, you
Sometimes
I
I hate
just say
this
it.
don't.
show.
No
I do.
wonder. Oakley
I just-
dokley.
Jordan don't want to
So,
unleash his
49ers.
real self right now and talk. That's what he really don't want to do. Jordan's sitting up here right now, fronting for y'all, and he don't want to sit up here and let y'all motherfuckers know that he cussed.
Yeah, why? Yeah, what's up with that? Danielle,
Hey,
what
up there?
is
Yeah,
going on?
he on
Jordan?
church grounds.
Hey,
I mean,
Rod,
school grounds,
Jordan-
not church grounds.
Hey,
Jordan was
school
that
grounds.
reporter in Mississippi where he was super professional.
bug,
And that
with the
motherfucker
bug.
Good practice.
the fuck?
I will say this, my like y'all see me on air and when I'm doing the show, right?
Fix my
My
Wi-Fi.
vocabulary when I do this versus my vocabulary when I'm coaching is a little bit different. I will say that.
Hey, y'all, behind closed doors, boy, your boy Jordan, boy, a gangster.
Oh,
Jordan-
Let's,
Jordan-
you know what? Hey,
So,
let's just get
do
into it.
you-
We're talking about Brock Purdy size and all that stuff. Pause. Well, let's go.
hands off.
My
Pause.
fault, y'all. Whoa. Okay.
Right, Gina, come on, hands off.
Hey, yo.
Y'all gotta relax tonight, man. Got me sweating up here like a horror church, boy.
We chilling.
Making Rod laugh so hard his
Clearly.
hair grew back.
Man, what? In HD too.
Oh my
Man. Hey, I had to plug it in just to let y'all know it was real. Hey, I got a gash on the top of my head. That's why my joint is growing back, man. I cracked my skull on. Yeah, so that's
Sheesh.
why.
I hope you're all right.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm straight now.
You okay?
That was
But
something.
I believe with what I think who said, oh yeah, Purdy played in harsh weather at Iowa State. Absolutely, he was in the Midwest. He was right back where he typically played.
Mhm.
And Iowa is
Yeah.
what, a state over from Ohio, like
Somewhere in there.
it's the same. It's Midwest. It's the same weather. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah,
Jordan.
it ain't about. I don't think
Somewhere
it
in
affected
there.
his
You gotta
ability to
relax,
play
Steve-O.
football in the rain. I don't at
Gotta
all.
relax, Steve-O.
Can
Gotta relax, Steve-O. Gotta relax. Chill.
can I say this about this topic though? I know
Relax.
why you're saying that.
Wait, you better put these fucking. You better put these up on the board here.
I'm not in control of that tonight.
Can I say this though?
Go.
For a certain crowd, if you're going to put Brock Purdy and his performance on the weather this past week, where were you when Trey Lance had to throw in a monsoon in Chicago last year?
Uh-oh.
No, I don't.
That's what
Certain things are a little off. So for the question, right? I don't think his hand size had an effect. I think the Browns' defensive line being very good had an effect. That's the main cause of all of this. So that's why I want to ask the question. It's like all of a sudden, and it's like I told you, Dan, in the chat, I've heard a lot of excuses these last couple of days about the 49ers and why they lost. And some of those excuses, they aren't adding up to when there was a different quarterback or in other times for the Niners. So, no, just got some questions about that.
Oh, absolutely.
Bottom line, they didn't show up.
I kept
They didn't
saying-
show
There
up.
you go. There you go.
I said I was on a Cleveland Browns podcast on Saturday, and I said this could very well be a trap game. And when this game was over, I said their defense, it wasn't. I mean, Purdy didn't play well. Purdy did not play well. It's okay if, the defense, there were so many penalties. That was the other thing. Sure, BA dropped balls.
Drop passes, Gina. He dropped passes.
I'm about to hit the intro again.
Passes.
I'm about to hit the intro again.
I can't. Oh God, I can't. Okay.
I know all three of ours dropped, so
I dropped
Man,
the
let me
ball on
chill
that
tonight.
one.
oh man, y'all gotta relax tonight, man. Y'all gotta relax. This is getting out of hand, man. This is getting straight out of hand.
But the defense, again, the Browns defense was really good. So we can't take nothing away from that defense.
I agree. I agree with you, Tanya. I agree. Kyle did get outcoached.
Oh, speaking of Kyle,
yes,
he did.
Running three pass plays and only letting 16 seconds on the clock. Oh man, where have I ever seen Kyle Shanahan pass the ball and he's supposed to run it? Oh my goodness, I have never seen Kyle ever do that before. And it's almost like I done told people, hey, when things get tight, this is what he is. I've never. Dan, have you ever seen a situation where that has happened before with him?
I have.
Oh, you have? Okay, I've never seen it. Rod, have you seen it before?
Plenty of times.
Plenty of times. Okay,
Live.
Gina, have you seen it before? I've never seen it. What do I know?
And wait, Shell, you're right. That Harbaugh Schwartz incident. I was even talking about that. Jordan.
The only way the Rams ever beat
Schwartz
the 49ers
has a gripe
in a regular season game is if we go and pay Jim Schwartz whatever he wants to be our defensive coordinator. That is the only way I see us winning, because nobody has had Kyle Shanahan's number more than Jim Schwartz. I don't know if Jim Schwartz has summoned the football gods or if he has gone into deep meditation in the dark room. I don't know what he has done to figure out Kyle Shanahan, but Kyle Shanahan can't call a play against his ass. He can't call it. He can't get over the hump to save his life. If he see Jim Schwartz in the hall, Kyle Shanahan is turning around and running. He is running away. It's like the water boy telling him, "You go get your manhood back. Go get your manhood back, Coach Klein.
Marcus.
Go get your manhood back." You know what I'm saying?
What up, Marcus?
And I'm gonna prove I ain't no dummy. I mean, like, that is Kyle Shanahan with the doggone 49ers when it comes to Jim Schwartz. Like, maybe Debo, you shouldn't have been trying to fight pregame. Maybe you would have stayed healthy, Debo.
He did get hurt on the first play of the game after that too.
Very first play.
Again, like, whatever Jim Schwartz has cooked up, there's Marcus. Marcus, you're right on time, brother. Whatever Jim Schwartz cooks up, they have no answer. He just has no answer, dog. It's like he fades the black. If Kyle Shanahan could have ducked off on the sidelines, I think he would have, just like Coach Klein.
Wow. Then he go run. Damn wild for that, man. I'm trolling ass.
Oh my gosh.
What's the next question?
Yeah, what we get?
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Moody. So they were affected by the weather, wind, and rain. Do you feel he should be blamed for the team's loss? Why or why not?
No.
Somewhat.
I don't think he should be blamed, but it did. I think we get one of those. We win.
That's why I say somewhat.
That's fair. I guess, like, when I look at this question, I look at it as if there was just one thing you could point at to why the Niners lost, right? And so that's why I say no, because I could do this. There's a lot of things that happened in that game. If Brandon Ayuk catches that pass from Brock Purdy, it's a different story. First of all, and I want to say this too, that's the best pass I've ever seen Brock Purdy make. It was an incomplete pass. I know Ayuk dropped it.
I agree, Shell.
That was the best
I absolutely agree.
I have I've seen Brock Purdy make. Like, that's throw of the year candidate. 3 guys were about to hit him. He's fading back, trying to avoid the contact, and still threw that on the money. Like, if Brandon Ayuk makes that catch, we're still talking about that throw. Like, that's how good it was to me. So, you can say that. We can talk about the defense, how bad they played. And we're talking about an historic defense for the Browns, which, it has been. But the Niners are supposed to be pretty good on defense too. I didn't see them show up in key situations. So, and
full
overall
team loss.
blame, yeah,
all three phases. All three phases.
I can talk about the coach.
Team loss.
I can talk about the coach. You
settled. Team loss.
You settled for a 41-yard kick. You could have got closer, but you didn't decide to do that. So there's plenty of blame to go around. Exactly what Dan's saying. I know Rod agrees with it. Gina agrees with it. Plenty of blame to go around. I'm not putting it just on the kicker.
Right. That's why I said somewhat. Did miss too. Yeah, but somewhat.
But also, like, let's think about this, because remember in the Pittsburgh game, I talked about this in terms of how the open air, excuse me, how those open air stadiums, especially in the Midwest, and at this point of the year, like, it's not ideal kicking situations. Like,
but that man from Michigan,
which is true. I hear you.
He's from Michigan. Like, I don't hear them excuses. You've kicked. I get it. In weather like this.
I get it, but I'm also saying at the same time, my thing is, you don't put it in the kicker's hands. If you take care of what you're supposed to take care of in the game, the 49ers still could have and should have won that game. But when your offense doesn't really get any yards for, what was it, like 7-8 drives, that's a problem. Like, you know, so again, that's just my point. But like I said, I put it up for the whole standpoint too of I brought up Pittsburgh because it's Pittsburgh and I think it's what, Acrisure. I think it's the stadium name now. I knew it used to be Heinz Field, but it is notoriously known for being a bad place for kickers. That's why I was like, well, hey, if this game comes close,
I still call it Heinz.
I mean, I do too. But I was just like, you never know that could turn that game one way or the other. Of course, the 49ers balled. And it's the same situation of being in Cleveland. You're right there against the lake. The wind's bad. I saw there was this thing that they there's an account. They actually show how the weather affects. It shouldn't
even come down to a field.
It shouldn't. Exactly. That's my point. But like it is shown.
Yep.
It showed that, like, hey, here's where he kicked it. Here's the trajectory it was supposed to go. Then the weather pushed it this way. So my whole thing is, again, when you're in bad weather situations, you don't put it down to kicks. You win the game based off what you do on offense or defense. You didn't do that. So is what it is.
That sounds like
an excuse.
That sounds like another excuse.
And that's
a huge excuse.
Yeah, it is.
A terrible
you got one fucking job. You got one fucking job.
A terrible one at that.
And I'll tell you this: everybody else in that locker room, that's what they say too. Like, you won't say it publicly, but whenever a kicker misses a kick, if you on offense or defense, you are sitting there thinking, man, this is all you do all week in practice. This is all you do all week. Make the kick. You think that,
right? You don't need
but
no fucking
one thing that Marcus was saying that I kept saying too is on Twitter, we're undisciplined completely. Oh, too many fucking penalties. Like, that right there is what's losing you the game. You can't play like that. It shouldn't have to. And so that's why I agree. It shouldn't have to come down to a fucking, to 3 points, because we fucking outscored every other opponent by 30. So not saying we had to do that this game because of the weather and shit, but at least by fucking 14. Anyway. All right. Next question.
Next.
Next one is the last one we have from Miss Debbie. Does Kyle need to get an offensive coordinator? Why or why not?
I said that shit last year, but they not.
I say no as well.
All the powers in Kyle's hands, so it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no. Do they need to get one? No. Should they get one? No. I mean, Kyle Shanahan, you can say what you want about him, but he's still one of the top offensive coaches in the league. So
yeah,
I mean, they had a bad game. It's not time to just be like, oh shit, we're looking at a Mike McCarthy situation. We are not.
Right. This is the first game.
Famous words of Aaron Rodgers. Everyone relax.
Exactly. It was one game.
It's gonna be okay.
Kyle's been, in my opinion, the third best play caller this year. And if you're asking, like, why third? It's like, well, Mike McDonald's up there as well as one. And then I'd also put Ben Johnson, the OC for the Lions.
Michael McDonald? I can't forget, not in love anymore.
But no, those are the two guys I would have above Kyle. And the reason why I do that is because I do same way that we talk about people talk about Brock Purdy of like, well, what's around him? I'm gonna do the same thing with Kyle. Kyle's got all his talent around him. It's easy to design certain things. So I'm knocking him down just a little bit. That being said, the problem with Kyle, oh my gosh, it's like I'm watching the Falcons all over again. The problem with Kyle isn't his play calling, it's his game management. You don't change game management if you have an OC. You were in charge of game management as a head coach. So that's not going to be the thing that gets fixed in all of this. So no, he doesn't need an offense coordinator.
Man, it ain't no fucking excuses. I'm not hearing none of this shit.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
No. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking per se to the people making all these.
Just all the excuse
I ain't
makers.
hearing none of this shit. Like, man, whatever. Yeah, this is it for me. Better do it, bro. I'm not expecting to go 17-0. I definitely wasn't expecting that. But let's not get it twisted. Like,
No,
at the end
hell no.
At the end of the year, you're supposed to be holding the last. You're supposed to be at the end of the year. That's all I'm gonna say. Anything else, I ain't hearing nothing. Fuck all that. I don't care about he got another year. Miss me with that shit. That'd be 7 years of nothing. And y'all just gave him an extension. Yeah, all right. Better win this motherfucker this year with me.
Hey, like, I don't, okay, so this is a total troll moment. Right? This is a total troll moment.
We've gotten to a point where Dan even announces it before he does it.
Well, this is
troll alert. Troll alert.
This I am. Because this is what's crazy, right?
Troll alert.
So the 49ers is gonna have crazy cap space next year. They can make so many moves. You dig what I'm saying? Like, you got Brock Purdy for $800,000. You know, the dude is making nothing, right? So you can technically, if you don't win this year, you could run it back with more personnel. You'll sign people, so forth and so on. All right. So no big deal. The Rams also have a lot of space in the cap next year. And we are paying 3 people. And we got a first round pick. And
we do too.
Congratulations for getting back in the first round pick circle with us. But I was just gonna say that we've hit on a couple of our draft picks this year. Yep. Both of my rookies, one on offense, one on defense, is leading their respective classes in stats. Puka, as you know, is leading, receivers and receiving yards and catches and so forth and so on.
Not in receiving yards.
Not in receiving yards, maybe not now but he was. And I mean, he's a rookie. Well, he's leading all rookies. How about that? He's leading all rookies.
That, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Byron Young, my young edge rusher, is leading all rookies in QB hurries and hits.
Get to the point. Golly, all this bull driving. Like, what? Get to the point.
Keep in mind.
All I'm saying is, I would hate for us to somehow win another ring in the midst of you all trying to figure it all out. Like, do you know how, like, you see Rod's face? Like, do you know how tragic that would be? Like, 3 years from now, right? Rams end up back in the Super Bowl and happen to win. And in that 3 years, the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan are still trying to figure it out. Would y'all be
so you mean to tell me within 3 years that we ain't won a championship with the caliber of team? I wouldn't even be watching within 3 years. So you ain't got to, ain't got shit to do with me after that.
Ross said they got 2 years for me. They got 2 years.
It wouldn't even make a fucking difference to me after that, because I would be on my man. Please, ain't nothing y'all ain't. I swear to you, I promise you. As long as I've been a 49er fan, there's no motherfucking 49er fan that could ever change my mindset when it comes to Kyle if we don't win this year. None. I'm not hearing shit. Know that.
Can't change my mind about Kyle either. I just want to put that out there.
Period.
Hey, I could just see Jordan 3 years from now being like, well,
Listen, I could die tomorrow. And if we go down the road and I'm dead, I am coming out of the casket to point at some people and say, I told y'all about him. I told you.
I mean, I pray that Jordan doesn't get to say, I told you so, because it would be like, just as, I mean, my family is a 49ers fans. I got friends that are 49ers fans. Like, I know I talk shit, but I would hate to be like, y'all still haven't won? Like, we still talking about this?
Hey, side
Y'all would
note,
be-
this WNBA Finals game right now is crazy.
Who's up right now?
Is it?
Please tell me the Liberty.
The Aces are up 70-69 with 8 seconds left. The Liberty just got the ball. And Asia Wilson should have
Did you
got
bet on
a
it,
foul.
Dan?
Acting like he ain't
They just-
watching that
they-
shit. Dan over there acting like he into that shit, man.
Hey,
Shut
hold
up,
on.
man.
Hey,
By-
Asia
Dan
Wilson
into
got
it as
a
much
foul.
as I
Liberty
am.
to win.
By virtue of
Dan
Dan
city,
into that shit. Dan and Gina into WNBA as much as I am.
by
Zero.
virtue of city,
What?
the
No.
New York
I'm
Liberty.
going for Liberty.
home
Let's go
team.
Sabrina
By
Ionescu.
virtue of Liberty. By virtue of city. So the New York Liberty, you know, got to kind of root for them because they in New York.
What's the next question?
Yeah, please. Let the next question, please. I'm ready to get to basketball so badly.
I'm going for Liberty because Sabrina Ionescu. She's one of my favorite players.
Sabrina Ionescu. She's wearing the Oregon shoes tonight too. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I need her to hit that shot.
Appreciate the love
nice.
too, Shell. Thank you.
Yeah.
What will Kyle do going forward because this man-to-man coverage is now out on tape? This is Tanya's question. Will other teams repeat it? Is this something we should be concerned about?
Don't get out of your scheme and think that your defense is just as good as the Browns' defense.
There you go.
Because
There
then
you
you
go.
will get exposed. So play that game if you want to. Everybody's defense is not Cleveland's defense.
Absolutely.
So y'all, if y'all change y'all scheme up and try something out of the ordinary of which y'all normally don't do, okay. He will expose your weapons or your mistakes. He will find the hole. So
that
lack of
like-
defensive
Play that game if you
talent.
Aces win.
Dang.
They get the title.
Aces won
Congrats,
well,
congrats to
again. They
Asia Wilson.
repeated.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Wow.
And they had two starters out this game too, because I know
Back to back.
Chelsea Gray got hurt, so like that's big time. Wow,
I know.
Huge.
Wow.
that's dope. That is dope. Congrats to them.
Congrats to the
Was it so-
Aces.
Crazy.
Tom Brady
Was it
wins
so-
again.
And you know what?
Was it
You know
sold
what?
out?
I ain't even worried about Tom Brady. Forget him. I'm talking about my girl Candace Parker. Listen, ever since I was in middle school, I done had a crush on Candace Parker, and I still do.
Is
So
she's on that team?
she was hurt. She's been
Nah,
hurt.
she on
most
the
of
other
year.
team.
She's
I
on the
love
She on the other.
Candace.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
That team.
So hey, chill out. Because I remember, hey, as a kid, here's like
I
the full
love
circle thing.
Candace.
You know, this is how I know she's
Yeah,
not.
she
from the
love you
other
too,
team.
Gina.
Here's how I know. Chill out. I remember being mad. I remember being mad as a kid growing up because
I'm about to exit.
y'all remember
Stage left.
she was married to Sheldon Williams.
Oh yeah, they got a child
Remember
together
that?
too.
Yeah, I know.
They
me
probably look
locking
just
head.
like him.
So when he was
Yeah.
trash on the Hawks, that's why I hated him so much. I'm like, wait, you gonna be married to my girl and then be bad too? So
Yeah, well, I mean, you see what it did to us. So
Right. Made her switch. Never mind.
and
Yeah,
that's see, like it's one of those things too where, as y'all know, usually when I say certain things, I return back saying I love you, Morgan, and I do. But even Morgan knows. I've told her to her face, like, look, if I had it's Candace Parker. If it, like,
shut up, Jordan. Just shut up, Jordan.
oh no, she knows. She knows. She knows. She knows. So now
Hey,
she gets
hey, while
another.
you
She
speaking
gets
of-
another ring. So congrats to her.
Hey, why you speaking on internet crushes? So last week or the week before last, I posted a picture of Joy Taylor in my story. Your girl liked my picture. Boy, don't boy.
I mean,
Anyway.
look, Morgan has her celebrity crushes too. It's cool.
That's what I'm saying.
get
Like,
it. I get
hey,
it.
hey, let's not act like everybody in this mug, you know, if you got a significant other, like it just shuts down. Like everybody else, you look, y'all can kiss that, whatever. Y'all lie to yourselves. I ain't gonna be that
Right.
dude. So yeah,
Right.
it is what it is. You all right, Gina?
So then why is
Yeah.
I think you're frozen?
Oh.
Oh, I thought she was frozen.
I didn't know what was going on over there. I was like,
Also, by the way, I'm so sorry.
Right.
Let me
Like
answer
ring.
let me answer the question real quick. No, the Niners don't need to be scared because everybody in the league knows most of the weapons the Niners have, they're not good at creating space in terms of route running. Like that's nothing that's surprising. Brandon Ayuk, really good route runner. Christian McCaffrey, really good route runner. George Kittle getting older, not as good as he once was. Jawan Jennings, never his calling card was route running. Deebo Samuel, his calling card never was route running. So that's nothing new. So
facts.
I don't think that's anything that you need to be worried about if like the Browns played man-to-man coverage. All right, cool, they did. But also, like
so,
I know
bro.
you said, Rod, like you said something about the Browns secondary. Yeah, the secondary is good. Most people don't also have that defensive line that the Browns have that can expose it. Like there's only a couple of teams left on the 49ers schedule that can expose their front like that, right? The Eagles can do it, as we all know. Maybe, I mean, the Seahawks, I'm still iffy about their front. I mean, Dan's talked about it. They got a lot of young guys outside Aaron Donald, so it's still like Aaron Donald or bust for the most part for them in terms of who you scheme a game plan for. So for the most part, no, there's no concern there. Everything that the Browns did, they did because of answers that we already knew about the test, that is the 49ers.
Before the game, we was all told, the Browns would be the toughest defense the 49ers will see all season. That's what actually happened. We were held under 30 points. Hell, we was held under 20 for the first time in a minute. So to look at it outside of, the championship from last year, outside of that, it's been 30 or better. So now to know that from what it looks like, the projection of all the rest of the teams, hey man, get y'all shit together. Bottom line, Kyle, get your play calling together.
I
But at the same time,
I agree with 49ers throwback. Browns are a legit defense.
Yeah, they're very legit.
And when you're talking about a defense winning without a starting quarterback, the defense is real.
Third string quarterback too at that.
Which is why I don't give the Jets no excuse. If your defense is so good, then you should be able to win without Aaron Rodgers. Granted, they beat Philadelphia. You dig what I'm saying? Defense stepped up, so forth and so on. But we've been seeing that with Cleveland for the past 2 weeks now.
They're 3-3 too. Talking about the Jets,
and
like
Aaron Rodgers
they're still right there.
And Aaron Rodgers they're right there. And Aaron Rodgers is talking about being back by week 10.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wasn't no Achilles he tore. Let's keep it a buck.
But at the same time,
they're gonna say that it could have been you know what I'm saying? They're gonna say that Jalen Ramsey about to come back. Jalen Ramsey coming back week 8.
Yes. But here's the fun part about it, because I know, Rod, you had something you had to say to me about the matchup between the Niners and Cowboys and what I said before the year. Because I picked the Cowboys to win. But I think you did see with the man-to-man coverage that the Browns did. That's what I wanted to see in that matchup. But with a Trayvon Diggs out there. It's like, okay, let me see what happens. Will you have to go man-to-man, and there's also a solid front. Cowboys still have a solid front. They didn't do a good job against the Niners. I'm with you. But overall, they have a solid front. That's why I wanted to see it. You
I
get
feel
what I'm
you.
saying?
I feel you.
So,
yeah, I just think that Trayvon Diggs is overrated in my opinion. He's a ball hawk that goes after it. Once he gets the catch, absolutely, he gets that interception. But he also gives up the most yardage if he doesn't get the catch. So that was my whole thing behind it.
I got you.
And plus, Ayuk done shredded him before, so I wasn't mad. I was already prepared. Even if he was there, I was like, it may not have been 42.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, might have been 35.
I think Trayvon just gives them energy on that defense. Whether he's giving up plays or whether he's making plays, he brings energy to that defense. And you saw the deflation with that Arizona game. Like, you would have thought they just lost everything. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like he make a difference. He may not be, good, the best in coverage or anything like that, but clearly, you know what I'm
Wait a
saying?
minute. Hold on.
He's part
Hold
of,
on.
well, what
Hold
up?
on. Hold on. Hold on. So if they were deflated and they lost 28-16 and they were
Mhm.
supposedly ready for us and lost 42-10, then what the hell was they doing?
I agree.
They,
Hi,
they,
Mom.
I don't know what they was talking about that they was ready because
Hey,
clearly,
Mrs. Watkins.
hey, what's up, Mrs. Watkins? Clearly they wasn't ready. Clearly,
I mean, they talked about us all week. Yeah, we ready. We circled
Mhm.
this game on the
Mhm.
calendar, and we was ready for them,
Preach.
and we've been ready for them this whole week. Dog, y'all got
Preach.
dog walked
Thank you.
in front of
Jerry
the
Jones.
whole world. Man, that's why. Hey, if you a Cowboy fan in here, listen, I ain't hearing nothing from y'all. Nothing. I
Amen.
ain't even tripping.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
And Dak did exactly. That was what we was talking about, though, Jordan. Because you remember we were saying about the interceptions, and I was like, Dak's gonna Dak.
Mhm.
Lo and behold, the man throws 3. Also, Jalen Hurts did that too. But anyway, it is what it is. Just had to throw that little jab out there.
He did.
Right,
He
they
did
have
throw
Julio
through.
Jones now. It's all good.
No,
It's
the
all
fuck
good.
it ain't.
I don't know.
Let me
I
tell
don't know
y'all,
what
man.
Julio is there for, except for maybe emotional support.
You know what?
Thank
All
you,
that.
thank you. Like we on Julio.
I'll put it this way. I'm putting on my fan hat right now when I say Julio Jones is on the Eagles. So that I'm being honest about that. I'm being honest.
Wait. Jordan. Let me
Yo.
go with your scenario, right?
Okay.
Your GOAT, Brady, right?
That's not my goat.
Oh, I apologize. Then it
I
cuts off.
told you.
Never mind.
If anyone's close to go in the NFL, is Deion Sanders.
I got you.
Facts.
I remember you said that. I
Facts.
apologize then, because our show was about to be like, man, if Brady was the GOAT, you know what I'm
Marcus
saying?
says Brady is the
He
GOAT.
played with that. That's right.
Mhm.
He goes for all the best in
Yeah.
every sport. But then he would have went with that one. That's why I'm just like, I ain't feeling that, man.
I got you.
ain't feeling that. Y'all got Julio. Y'all got July. Y'all went and got July, so it's all good. I ain't tripping off him no more. July Jones.
Let's
That's
be
Julio in
honest.
Spanish.
The Cowboys would get blown out by the Browns. So for Cowboy fans to be talking shit after y'all lost to the Browns, like if the 49ers lost to the Browns and they lost by missing a field goal, y'all probably Browns would have beat y'all 42-10 with a backup, with the third string.
They would have killed Dak Prescott.
They would have. Oh, we would have
Hey,
been talking
Brandon.
about Dak being sacked about 3, 4, 5 times,
What up, B-Dub?
throwing
Yeah.
2, 3 picks.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb was
Probably
already
balled
taken
about
out of
2
the
or 3
game
times.
against us. He was already taken out of the game against us. So you could only imagine. And they played man to man.
They finally
not.
figured out that Brandon Cooks is on the team just this past Monday night. Finally.
That's only because, man,
It's the Chargers. It's the Chargers.
He getting fired.
I mean, yes,
Brandon Staley
but
is getting fired. This is his last year.
Who's been saying that since last year?
This is his last year.
No. Jordan, I agree with you. And you did say it first. Yeah. You did say it first. But I'm just saying in general, like,
yeah.
He lost that locker room. Let's keep it a buck. He didn't lost that locker room.
Oh,
he's done, dog.
And I'm gonna say another thing. Yeah,
Justin
thank you. Let's
Herbert-
talk about Justin with his overrated ass too. I'm gonna speak on that.
I could see Kellen Moore being the head coach of the Chargers.
I don't know. Here's who I really think.
I know what you mean, but if they're not trying to like, let me say it like this: if it happened mid-season, like say for instance they let Brandon Staley go and Kellen Moore's interim, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Mrs. Watkins.
Maybe see what he do the rest of the season.
Quintorris Lopez Jones.
You know,
the man goes by Julio. The man goes by July.
July. Call me.
Got
July.
them dirty birds. Call me Julio. Sorry.
Call me number 7.
We do have one more 49ers related question before we get to NBA.
Yeah,
it's
what we got, Gina?
We're 50 minutes into the show.
We are rolling. We are rolling.
Do you guys think Kyle will be bold enough to sit out CMC, or will he give in and let him play?
No, he's not gonna let him play. I feel like this is all schemed up. I think this is all schemed up, kind of like what they did with Brandon Ayuk. You know, talk about it all in there, make him get all riled up and pressed up. I don't think he's gonna play this week if he's smart. But
Can I answer a question with a question? Can I ask this question? Do y'all need CMC for Minnesota?
no.
I don't think so.
Jordan, you got this being a trap game, huh?
No, I don't. It's not this being a trap game, but it's something that I had been saying since last year when the trade happened. And part of me saying this was to be petty. It was when the trade happened to get Christian. I was like, wait, I thought y'all already had what you needed to have. You already had this great play caller. You had this weapon. You had that weapon. Now you need somebody else. And obviously we know how great Christian is, right? Like I'm not questioning that. So this is why this topic is so interesting to me, is because when Christian is out, right, and we saw how some things looked a little bit different. If Christian is out, then how good does Kyle Shanahan look play calling? How good does Brock Purdy look at quarterback? And again, I'm saying this to say I think Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. Like I don't want that to be taken otherwise. But it's also me trying to glorify and also help people understand how good 23 for the 49ers is. He makes everything look that much better.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're not
No one's
discrediting
denying
Christian McCaffrey. Yeah.
Well, but my thing is like
no one is denying that.
So no one
absolutely.
here is not, but I do think that there are certain topics of conversation about this 49ers team that when you have them, it does discredit how good he is and what he does and the stress that he puts on a defense, right? Like the fact that Brock Purdy is higher and all the Vegas sports books and odds, that the fact that Brock Purdy's higher on the MVP board than Christian McCaffrey, it's ridiculous in my opinion. And again, Brock Purdy's good. He shouldn't be higher than Christian McCaffrey.
But we know the MVP is a quarterback award.
Yes, you're right.
I was about to say
Yeah.
that.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's because why?
I agree with you.
I'm totally with you on that, Dan. But my thing too is again is why because you look at the numbers. You don't look at impact of what a player does to a team. I still say if you want to ask me, hey, order of operations of the most important players on the 49er offense, right? 1 to 3. 1, CMC. 2, Trent Williams. Brock Purdy becomes 3. I still believe that.
I'm not going to argue with you.
I mean, yeah, but then the quarterback distributes the ball.
Sure, and it sure helps a whole hell of a lot that you have some really good weapons to distribute the ball to,
and a really big guy to block.
Yeah, and I would also argue Fred Warner would be on that list too, because last year I thought Nick Bosa would have been in contention for MVP, and I did make that claim on the podcast.
No, you're 1,000% right. If I were to open it up to the whole team, Fred Warner would be in the top 3. I was just saying in terms of the offense.
Yeah.
Offense.
I mean, again, you think about it. The 49ers.
Oh, offense, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Offense. Majority of the big
MVP,
runs.
yeah.
I got you.
For sure.
The majority of the big runs for the 49ers, where do they go?
CMC.
But saying what's that? There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%.
So
everything.
100%.
Just putting that out there.
So
I would have said my MVP. I would have said my MVP. Being honest, would have been to Tyreek. Man, 100 and some. Yeah, he's only 100 and I think 15 yards from 1,000.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So, but again, that's talking about overall.
He gonna shatter 2,000.
He going for 2K. So my thing is just that they're not going to give it to. They're not going to go outside of the quarterback. So it sucks, but it is what it is.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, and see, this is what I'm talking about. Now, y'all know I said in the group. Nope, we're not going to talk about it because we got to get to basketball. Go ahead. Are we done with this question? Because I know we got to get to basketball.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. I just want to put the one final touch on this.
So.
I think that Christian should sit out. See what matters most is what he does in the postseason. You want him healthy for that. But in terms of being exposed, you want to have 23 out there to make this offense look as good as you can.
So he'll be a decoy?
I think he's going to play. And I'll put it this much to y'all too. As someone who was in a locker room and shared a field with Christian for 3 years, if he doesn't play, it's not pain tolerance. I know that was the report that came out. That dude will play through anything, right? Like, I remember the year he should have won Heisman, with respect to Derrick Henry. His knee was so swollen. Like, everyone sees the highlights. He had the black sleeve on his knee. The reason why he had it is because his knee was so swollen. That was to help with the swelling. And he still gutted it out and did what he did. So it's not a pain tolerance issue as much as they want to push that narrative. If he's not playing, it's because it's worse than what you think.
So that's pretty good take, Jordan. So what you saying is, if he sit out, it's not a good thing. If
no,
he plays,
you just gave me something to think about.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you just broke something that I did not even.
Well,
because
Mrs.
of that, it's like
big fella gets on my nerves with that Cardinal love.
Speaking of, y'all see how we came back against Colorado on Friday night?
Talk your talk.
Yeah.
Talk your talk.
Yeah.
Talk your talk.
What's up, Bashar? Bashar in the house for
Bash, what up?
Minded.
Bash, what up?
And Shell, you're right. My mom is the best. I love my mom so much. I really do. I really do.
All right, what's NBA?
So I hope you guys, before we get into that, I hope everybody in the house is hitting that like button and considering becoming a Patreon member. If you want to show gratitude because you love what we do, it's only $5 a month. And you can sign up by going in the description box and hitting that link. And if you want to ask questions, every show, it's $10 a month. Plus, you get exclusive access to all the stuff that we have coming in the next month. We're going to have a huge guest. So be ready and sign up and stay with us for a little bit longer because we've got these NBA questions like, is T. Morant trying to live his dream through his son? I say that's a very good question. Whoever came up with that, I think it was Rod, because it seems appropriate.
It was actually going from what Jordan. Yeah, that was from what we talked about in our group. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was actually what Jordan. I
wasn't. Okay, I was not
privy
in the group. I mean, I wasn't reading the group chat today, but it seems like that's a very, very valid point.
Y'all gotta relax.
I think he might be.
Y'all gotta relax on T. Morant. Like, T. Morant don't control Ja Morant. Like, y'all, like,
he doesn't.
Let me tell you something right now. If my son went to the NBA and he was a Ja Morant caliber type of player, I would be sitting front row too. Mm-hmm. I would be flexing with Usher as well. I would be, you know what I'm saying, getting my groove on. I would be doing it all. Did y'all see T. Morant in any one of those videos Ja was in with a gun? Did y'all see T. Morant in the club with Ja Morant when he was doing all that foolishness? Did y'all see T. Morant in the mall with Ja and his homeboys whooping them people ass? Did y'all see any of that? So while everybody is so quick to be like T. Morant, y'all don't feed into this media bullshit, because all they do at any level is try to separate black fathers from their sons. You got to look at Ja Morant. T. Morant is not the issue. Ja Morant is. Ja Morant is the one hanging with his boys. Ja Morant is the one pulling out guns. Ja Morant is the one wilding on and off court. Don't blame T. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and LeVar Ball is a dope ass father too. Like,
yes,
what are y'all talking about?
Yes,
y'all take entertainment and TV the wrong way. LeVar Ball put all three of his sons in the NBA, dog. And all we want to talk about is the joke shit that he do. Like, man, y'all gotta miss me with that, man. Hey, a lot of y'all that's out there judging, I don't know if any of y'all are parents or not, but I'm gonna tell you just like this. If I find out your kids is acting a goddamn fool in school, in class, at church, or whatever, I'm gonna be like, what's wrong with you? Because it ain't your children's fault. If it's on T. Morant, if it's on LeVar Ball, then it's on you as a parent too. If your child is a knucklehead or your child ain't doing nothing in school either. So be ready to keep that same energy when it's your children fucking up. But the world don't get to see that. But I hope y'all come on here and report right in this chat that my child got kicked out of school for doing this dumbass shit. And then we're going to talk about you and see if you're the problem versus your child being the problem.
So, Dan, I agree with everything you just said and how you said it. And I guess as the one person right now on this show that doesn't have kids.
Shout out, Shell. Shout out to the black fathers, dog.
Yes,
like,
shout out to black fathers.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to, and more times than not, it isn't. Like sometimes the black dads actually take on some of the grenades that some people you don't realize they're taking it on, but they take those bullets because they have to. I would say this though, and it's hard because as a parent, at least how I understand it from parents, whenever your kid does something, this is usually one of the first reactions that you do. Was it me? Like, did I not do something as a parent to help get them through this situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to make sure, like, did I cover my grounds? Now, my thing with the John Morant and T. Morant stopping and story, because this is nothing new. And obviously, the article that came out was an ESPN article for those who don't know. They got that from, because I think Tim McMahon was a part of it, very well respected ESPN columnist. So that came from within the Grizzlies, the Grizzlies organization, right? So it wasn't even the media that did it; it was someone within the Grizzlies that put it out.
Allegedly.
No.
I'm doing it for focus, like Gina. That's why my focus thing is thrown out.
No, Dan. I'm just telling you, like, this is how that industry works. If you get a story like that, it definitely came from somebody within that team. And my whole point about it, and what I'm trying to say is, when we even saw it last year, I have no problems with T being courtside, partying up with Usher. Talking stuff with Shannon Sharp. I got no problem with it. But
I mean, he looks just like Usher, so
no, he does. Like I said, I got no problem with it. But
you do, Jim.
We all
I'd party with somebody if I look like I look like Lydia from Beetlejuice. I'd want to hang out with Winona Ryder.
but my point being is, we know how this works. Who are they going to blame, and what examples are they going to use when something goes wrong?
Team Morant, Bashar.
Because they right when things go wrong. So John Morant, he wants to show his gun. He wants to have his Casamigos or whatever it was on IG Live. Yeah, they're going to be on John Morant for it for sure. But guess where else they're going to go? Well, I see his dad doing this and doing that during the game. They're going to go to it right away. We know how this works. That's the part that I want to bring up about it. Like, I'm not saying that T. Morant's a bad dad. I can't do that. I don't know how you raise his kid. All I know is that wherever they came from, he got help to get his kid to the NBA. There's only so many people that can say that.
I'm glad you said that, Jordan. I'm so happy you said that.
Yeah.
Because guess who do know where they came from? I do. And I also know that John Morant did not grow up in no type of hood. Did not grow up in no type of projects.
And they showed those pictures too. Remember, like my
boy John Morant went to all the best schools.
Yes.
He went to private school. He had his parents are together and were together. So this whole narrative, John Morant is struggling within himself to whatever he's trying to do or who he's trying to be or prove to himself or whatever it is. But John Morant was never no gun show guy, never no talking. No, John Morant was a good kid. And he went through a good school system, and he went through good parenting and a good household and everything else. So what he's showing you, don't be fooled by the nonsense that you see on TV, man.
I just want to say this. And again, like I said, Dan, I'm not disagreeing with anything you said. Two things can be true with the situation, right? I again, I'm not going to be the one that sits up here and says that because of what's going on with John Morant, that T. Morant's not doing his job as a dad. I'm not going to do that. Okay. But as we know how the media works and how certain things are portrayed, the fact that what do we know about T. Morant? We see him drinking sideline and courtside and doing things like that, right? That's what we
Used
see.
to play basketball at UConn with
Yes.
Ray Allen.
Sure. But and again, even then, when John Morant's on ESPN, they don't talk about that. They don't talk about that. They just talk about what he's doing courtside. So I know that, and I'm not trying to, the media is wrong for how they're doing this. The media is wrong for how they put it. I get all of that. My thing too is understand though the limelight that you're in. I'll give you a comparison. LeBron James and his family. Do you ever hear anything negative about what Gloria did as a mom for LeBron? No. Everybody in the James family and the James group, they understand the limelight is on them. The spotlight is on them. So we got to act a certain way. We got to behave a certain way. And I just want to tell, if I could be able to, if I were able to tell the Morant family, and honestly, any Black family of superstars, this is how the limelight is on us. They're going to look for anything possibly to be wrong and hit on it. Some of these teams in the draft process, they look for anything wrong in your family to say, oh, this is the reason why we shouldn't draft him. Oh, the cousin twice removed was an alcoholic, so we can't draft him because we can't trust him to stay sober. This is what it's like. We just have to know what it's like. And unfortunately, I wish I could change that process. I wish I could change that narrative, but I can't. We can't. It is what it is. So we have to adjust to it. So that's more of where I'm coming from with all of this.
Can I say this? Let me speak from a different angle too.
Yeah.
As a Black man who walks into a situation, like you guys said, everybody has said that, how he was raised, so on and so forth. Everything changed for his family once he got into the NBA. They came into money that they had never seen before. On top of that, now you got to think about role changes. Yes, his father is still his father. I get all that. But now you're talking about demographics of money. And he is now the boss. And now he is the breadwinner of the entire family. So a bunch of his situations and decisions that he makes out here now is based upon him and his income. And because of his likeness, his brand, how he thinks that his brand should be and how tough it should be, that has nothing to do with T. Higgins. Let's also think about how you acted, myself acted, most of us acted when we were his age. You didn't have everything together, and we didn't have the money that he had. So you can only imagine how that looks when it's amplified to 100 times, when you got every camera on earth waiting on your every beck and move that you do. I mean, come on now. They caught him in a strip club drinking, and they showed that footage. So imagine what other type of footage they can have of him, and that they don't disclose to the world. I'm saying. So no, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying in general of everybody can say what he needs to do and needs to do this and do all that. You have never been in the limelight like this kid has ever been in. So none of us know how to act in that situation. So to sit up here and judge a situation because of what the kid is going through in that magnitude, it's beyond unfair. So it's unfair, but it's also life. That's what he chooses to do. That's his decision. He's got to live with that on his own. And right now he's living with that. But that money talk. And when you have a lot of people around you that'll be yes people versus people that's going to be like, whoa, hold on. His dad could very well be that. But ultimately it's his decision. He's the breadwinner. Who going to tell him no?
So I don't disagree again with one bit, but I feel like this is the way the narrative is going to be portrayed because again, like you said, we're not going to be privy to those closed door conversations between Ja and T or whomever else in the family, right? So all that we have to pick up from is, well, when he's in public, right? It's, I see this how you act. You know, you got drink in the hand, all that yada yada. Like, so that's what people are going to build off. That's the reason why. How many other times have we seen NBA, NFL players mess up and their parents don't get questioned of what they're doing? Right? Like, for an example,
Johnny
Gordon.
Manziel.
Johnny Manziel, Josh Gordon,
Mhm.
right? I just want to bring up Josh Gordon because I want to bring up another black athlete just to do a similar comparison. We know all about his problems and situations. I actually got privy to, I knew somebody in that locker room, so I knew about some other stuff that was going on. Nobody asked in that point when he was dealing with what he was dealing with, where are his parents? What are his parents doing? No, because you didn't know his parents. The reason why we're asking this about John Morant is because we see his dad, which first and foremost, it's great that we see his dad. Like you want to see a dad present. It's awesome. But I'm also saying, because that we can see you, just take heed to that and know that, hey, if you put anything out there for the media and they can spin it a certain way, they're going to do it. They're going to do and I'm not saying that he's wrong for anything that he's done. It's, again, as black people, we know this. Anytime anybody, especially in a white-driven industry, white-driven media, they can control something, spin something in a way that works for them, that puts us in a certain light, they're going to do it.
So it's up to us, Jordan.
We got to play their game, Dan. We got to.
We don't have to play their game.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
No,
this is what I'm saying right now. This is what I'm saying right now.
I feel what you're saying, but no, we don't. Because we can defend people that look like us, that we know how we are. And just because we don't fit into the same category as what another people would do, or another nation of people would do, or another ethnicity would do, doesn't make us wrong. So, yeah, we know that they run the media. Yeah, we know that they run all the stuff because we don't own nothing. And that is by design.
Of course.
So what I'm saying is, no, we don't have to play that game, because when the media comes out with those stories, I'm going to say exactly what I said tonight to defend T. Morant. You understand what I'm saying? The media can spin it any type of way that they want to. They do it all the time. They've done it to us for generations. So what I'm saying is, I'm not going to play by their rules, even though they can mute me if they want to. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to use my voice to defend us at all costs. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to play their game. I'm not going to run with the narrative of, oh, look at T. Morant. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. I'm not doing none of that, because what we do may not be what other people do. And that's not wrong. So just because we don't fit in the same box as somebody else doesn't make it wrong.
So again, I want to put it this way, and first off, for everyone who's listening and paying attention to this conversation, this is a great conversation. I'm so happy we're having it. What I'm trying to say with this is, how I go about things. I am very anticipational in terms of, okay, if you want to act like this, you want to do this, be ready for this to happen, right? Like that's how I go about things, especially when it comes in the media. I mean, I'm in the media in a lot of different departments and a lot of different companies, a lot of different angles. I know how this thing goes. So my point.
Thank you, Shell. Thank you, Shell.
So my point with all of this and what I'm trying to say is, look at it this way. When we have the NFL draft, right, or the NBA draft, what happens a lot of times with these players? This is the biggest moment of their lives. Biggest moment of their lives. And you'll get, oh, well, when he was 13, his mom struggled with addiction. And when this player was drafted, their dad died. And it's like they always find these things to pick and choose at that bring you down. So my whole point is, well, all I'm saying is, if something's out there, and Roddy, I'd love to hear what you got to say about this. If something's out there, they're going to find it and roll with it. That's what I was saying, more so of having to play their game. Of like, if something's there, they're going to use it. They're going to use it. That's more so of what I was trying to come from when I was saying that.
Gotcha.
I get both of you guys' side. I think this is the thing now that we got to look at. now the way the media is out or is done now, ESPN has their narratives of how they want to spin things and do things. But now you have players, i.e., Gilbert Arenas, Draymond Green, other players now
Michael
control the
Parsons.
narrative on their own because now they
Paul
speaking on
George.
their own
Mhm.
behalf.
George.
Autumn. They got their own platform now to where they change the narrative on anything that's spoken on. Like you just said, you brought up Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons said the reason why I didn't speak to the media the other night is because of blase, and he felt like speaking on whatever he chose to speak on. So I understand both of what you guys are saying, but the narrative now, because they've allowed this podcasting and everything to come out now, and a lot of guys are switching and running with this now, it's very scary for journalism because now they have to be on point on everything that they put out there, especially about these certain guys, because you know these guys they'll start right after the game is over within an hour.
Aaron Rodgers.
They running on their own.
Can I-
They running on their own thing,
Yes.
and then they jump on there and say whatever
Aaron
it is,
Rodgers
the
got
narrative
Pat
that it
McAfee
is.
on ESPN.
I just want to add one thing too to what Rod's saying because I think he's spot on. Again, for a lot of these takes, and like especially for this John Morant one that we're talking about, it's not even just the media that's doing it. It's people in those buildings, in those meeting rooms that have these thoughts, and they're telling the media people this. Again,
That's
if
the
you read
source.
the article,
That's the
Ano-
source.
anonymously.
exactly. So if you read the
Anonymously.
article, where this whole John Morant thing and T Morant quote came from, it came from somebody in
you,
that
Shale.
building. That's where it came
He sure
from.
does, Steve-O.
So again, when I talk about playing the game, this is why I say that, because it's not just the media and how they portray it. Like, yes, they should do a better job at doing it overall. I agree with that 1,000%. They're getting these takes from people in the building, the people that determine who gets the paycheck, when they get the paycheck, how they get the paycheck. The people that control your money are the ones that are coming up with decisions and thoughts like this. That's where, again, like I said, Dan, just from earlier, I'm talking about playing that game.
Can I bring up something? This is why I know this narrative thing gets changed, and this is why I'm gonna use somebody in one of the biggest names that we all know of, Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith came out and he talked about Terrell Owens, right? And he says, "Oh, I got these stories on you, and you don't want me to sit out here and put this out here." All Terrell has said this entire time is, "Do it." I stand on everything that has went out there about me. So I dare you to go out there. You got all privilege to say whatever it is that you need to say. See, now these narratives that they put out there and they throw out there, now it's always being questioned because now they have this platform to go out there and speak on these things, these lies that these journalists spew out there from these sources within like you just said, within these organizations that spit out
Right.
there.
Right.
I'm telling you, like it's not. I'm just saying too. It's not a quote unquote sources. The sources, it's a real thing. I'm just.
No. I'm
I mean,
agreeing with you.
I know.
That's
I'm just saying.
You're
I'm
stupid
telling.
if you don't know that.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
I'm
this.
with you.
I'm just saying this though for everybody else out there too.
Right.
And y'all know
Right.
that's a real.
Yeah.
Thing. It's a real
It's
thing.
definitely real.
The sources are real people or real made up stories or whatever you want to call it. I would challenge any source to come out and stand on what you got to say. And if they can't,
would never see that.
means-
You'll never see it.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on.
You'll never see that.
I already know that, which is why I won't allow an anonymous source to change my mind or opinion on somebody if you ain't willing to stand on what you're saying. So
Absolutely.
we are in the movement of where players are like, we want these journalists and these sports people to stand on what they say and be true on what you
Media.
say. So from an anonymous source, I don't respect you and I don't care what you got to say because you don't have the nuts to say that shit to my face. You don't have the nuts to come out and say what you got to say in public because you will be reprimanded. So while you're out here spreading gossip and shit like a bitch, why don't you go on and put your name on what you got to say about this situation that's happening? One, you
you'll
probably
get
don't
fired.
have the power to say anything. Two, you're going to get your ass handed to you. So
You'll get fired.
So again, while you trying to fuck up somebody else's family and livelihood based on your anonymous source and you don't want to put your name on it, but you're ready to be in the background behind the curtain talking shit. I don't respect that. You don't get no respect for that. And players are calling people out on it. Gina, what you got to say about this shit? What you got to say? I want to hear Gina.
About what in particular?
Just the overall sense of.
You guys
like
went over so much stuff.
I know, and
Well,
again, this is obviously something.
Like what you think,
All of a sudden, I'm thrown into the wolves.
No, I know this is like, and Gina, I want to apologize to you because I know we went on about this, but look, this is a topic that, especially for us as Black men, it means a lot, and especially with the topic of the specific part of it of John Morant and T Morant, media. You know, this means a lot. But I think in terms of what do you think about how, you know, the anonymous sources that come out, right? I mean, I'm guilty of it, as y'all know here. What do I usually say on the show? Per sources with the Warriors, like y'all know who it is, but I'm not going to say it because, well, if I say it, that then like, and it gets out back to that person,
you can't do that.
They ain't gonna tell me anything anymore. But
facts.
Just in terms of how things get out, you know, what do you feel about the anonymous sources and things like that?
What
do you think that
about
these people should put their name on their comments?
Of course.
That's what I'm talking about, Gina. Now we're talking.
Like I said, it's like I said again, they should. I understand why they don't, because if they started putting names to sources, but if you start putting names to sources, we're not going to get some of the stories and information that we get because you don't want to put your name on that. You're going to lose trust and credibility. You're going to lose trust and credibility.
We want to know the source, Steve-O.
All right. I'm done with my rant, done with my vent. I'm so sorry. Gina, do we have any more questions?
We have a lot.
We do?
That went on for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, it's going to be a longer show today. It is what it is, y'all. Buckle up. It's fun time today on Sports Laugh and Chill.
For the West Coast people, it's only 8:00.
There you
go. Gucci.
Yeah. What's the next question we have? And Gina, whatever the question is, I want you to answer it first.
Facts.
Okay.
You are hilarious.
Who?
You are hilarious.
Well, you guys just put me on the spot. What do you think? Like, you guys went over fucking 10 different topics in half an hour. Like, what the fuck was that? Just to include me? Like, nah, don't do that ever again, please. I look like a fucking deer in headlights.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm not black. So what am I going to add to it?
Breaking news. Sorry.
We were talking about sources, and that's all kind of stuff. You ain't got to be black or white to be an anonymous source, do you?
I don't know anything about anonymous sources.
I mean, but we hear it all the time. Like we hear it all the time. Like Warriors talk about sources all the time. Niners talk about sources all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
I zoned out. Like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
For sure. Well, I mean, certainly wasn't trying to throw you to the wolves. I thought you was listening.
We weren't.
You threw me to the wolves.
I'll put it this way. And
you're like, what do you think, Gina? I'm like, huh?
Well, let's
about
do it like
what?
this to talk about
again,
and then Rod laughs and goes off camera.
My fault.
No, that's my bad. It's
just towards the end. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on.
All good. No, that's like I said, that's on us. Well, I'll put it this way.
I just handled something. I didn't want to be on camera.
And Gina, I'll put it this way. You don't have to
you were laughing off camera.
Gina, you don't have to worry about any Wolves being on this list. Talking about the ESPN NBA top 10. So here is the top 10 for anyone who doesn't know it or hasn't seen it. Like I said, no Wolves. I said no Wolves, so we don't have to worry about the Wolves.
I know
Timberwolves are on here.
I know. I know what the top 10 list.
I know, but I'm saying this for everybody. Number one, Giannis. Number two, Jokic. 3, Embiid. 4 is Doncic. 5 is Steph. 6, Jason Tatum. 7, Kevin Durant. 8, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 9, LeBron. 10, AD. Gina, first, I want to hear, what do you think about this list? Do you agree with it? What do you not like about it? Is there someone else you think should be in it? Go ahead.
I always have my qualms with Luka because I don't know, he's impressive and he does what he does, but I don't know. I am a Ja Morant fan, and I know that he's constantly like when you put him and Luka side by side, I know that Luka has more of the accolades than Ja. But I just think talent-wise, Ja has more of the talent. I don't know. It's just me. So if I were to choose between if I were to choose between the two, I'm a Ja Morant person. But I don't know. That's just me. So the order, I'm not going to get into the order just because I think that's just like irrelevant. I don't really care, I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander definitely deserves to be on the list.
Absolutely.
I think Kevin Durant's just kind of
I wish
phasing out. Guys
I would give up
should probably go after him.
God, dog, he's such a good player.
I want to know who you guys think. But
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm so happy that you,
Jordan, what?
you gave. I was gonna say I'm so happy that you gave Shai Gilgeous the love because he absolutely deserves to be on there. So I'm happy you gave that to him.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing for me, and I have some
for
questions.
sure. I just want to know from you guys.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I just want to know what from you guys. Who do you think was snubbed off? Because I couldn't really think of who belonged on the list that was missing.
I'll put it this way. Here's my one question that I have right now. Where's Paul George? And the reason why I bring him up is because I know we can say about injuries all we want. Well, I'm looking at a couple of players on this list that miss a lot of time because of injuries, and they're still there, right? Rod has one that he knows in particular that, and I'm talking about Anthony Davis. But yes, when Anthony Davis is healthy, top 10 player.
He didn't make that list, did he?
Yeah, AD was 10. AD was 10.
He's number 10.
So, and honestly, I think
it's based off playoffs. It's based off the playoffs.
Well, right? I think it is too. But my thing is, I could go up to number 3. Joel Embiid misses a lot of time, but we all know how good he is when he plays. Steph this last year missed a lot of time, but we know how good he is when he plays. Kevin Durant misses a lot of time. We know how good he is when he plays. Same thing with LeBron. Y'all know how much I love LeBron, but it's the same thing for him. So my question is, if we're going to talk about availability with this, where is Paul George? And Mom, I get it. Kwame Brown, shout out Brunswick, Georgia. But we Mama's cooking, all that good stuff. But we ain't gonna talk about Kwame Brown now. But yeah, so that's one of my big questions.
Though. Paul George, he's a top 10 player since when?
Talent-wise, Paul George has always been a top 10 talent in this league. Yes.
Since when?
Yes, I'm standing on that.
Maybe top 10 on the East Coast.
No, sir. No, sir.
No way.
Standing on that. I'm standing on it.
No way.
In the NBA?
Not on any list I've ever had.
Yes.
He's never been on the top 10 list.
No.
He's a top 10. I'm
George, sorry, but I strongly
when healthy
disagree.
And available is a top 10 talent in this league, especially what he can do offensively and defensively. Oh, yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I mean, that's a personal
strongly
rating,
disagree.
Right?
Of course,
it's personal.
We were asking the personal question. Do you the ESPN top 10 list? So I'll say
okay.
That's why I got quiet after he said that. Yep.
I'm saying
because I knew where I was going. I was like, that's
a personal question.
I was trying to think of the NBA list. I was
why?
You also got to
Over
remember we
Paul
are different.
George.
We are different generations. So his thought process and what he thinks is a top 10 versus ours is totally different. Let's
Well,
just
okay. Well, let's
Okay.
ask this
just
question.
honest.
I'm glad you said that. Let's ask the question.
Okay.
What do you think qualifies for a top 10 player? And I'll tell you what I think qualifies for me.
Impact,
Talent.
that as well. I mean,
Yeah.
also where you put your team and how you produce in especially in the playoffs. And we all know that when it comes to the playoffs, Paul George is MIA.
Yeah.
Utah, for sure.
Yeah.
Been sent out every year he's been in the league, except for one. When he was in Indiana, I would definitely say he was the top 10. Hands down, yes.
Facts.
Before injuries, absolutely. I agree with you.
That's why I said
Now,
the East.
no.
That's why I was like, you talking about the East?
That's fair.
But that's
I'm glad
my
you
opinion.
Brought that up. No,
Yeah,
and
but that's
I
my
like that
opinion.
opinion. I like that opinion. I do. I'll put it this way. Okay, so we talk about playoffs. Let me look at this list again. Well, I saw what Joel.
Hey, Jordan, why you looking at that list?
Yeah.
I do believe that Devin Booker was snubbed off that list.
Thank you. He's definitely
that's a good
should be
one.
on there.
Thought
That's a good
about
one.
him.
That's a good one.
I got
He should be over
More of
Anthony
an
Davis.
honorable
over
mention.
AD.
So
He's
glad
over
you said
Anthony
that
Davis.
too, Rod. I'm glad you said that too, because my question was going to be: if we're going to say someone needs to be on this list, who are you
Anthony
going to
Davis ain't in the top 10.
Right. Because again, but that's why I want to go back to this. So we're talking about playoffs, right? Okay. I saw what Joel Embiid did in an elimination game in the playoffs. They got to have it, didn't show up. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Well, first off, for the most part, we don't even talk about the Thunder when we talk about the playoffs. How many times have we talked about Anthony Davis? And I know that's the guy that we agree could be left off. How many times we talk about him not showing up in the playoffs? Let me see who else is on this list. Jason Tatum. I saw him shrink in the playoffs as well.
Well, I was going to say,
if
Jordan,
you look,
I don't think Luka should be on that list.
Luka should be on the list. He should be.
See,
but I will say this.
But wasn't I
if
saying
you look back,
I have a problem?
You talked about shrinking in the playoffs.
I didn't talk about playoffs. That was another point. So I just brought this up to counteract what was said. Because my thing was, if you actually look at that Utah-Oklahoma City series, I know who actually might have been the best player on that court. Might have been Paul George. So that again, like he might not have had the success of
What
it.
year?
What year? Exactly. Over Russell Westbrook?
Russell was a big reason why they lost the game. Yes.
Dog, you better go look at the last 2 games of both of them years. Paul George was MIA.
So again, we're getting back to the point where if I'm saying that, if we're saying that, and we're talking about this for a lot of the people on this list, why can I not then say Paul George deserves to be a top 10 player?
Well, I mean, this is the thing. If Paul George deserves to be a top 10, Luka needs to be off that list. AD needs to be off of that list. Shit. Based on what you said, Tatum needs to be off that list. So,
but again, I didn't say that based off what I thought. I'm saying that was my.
And what's
counter
Kevin Durant done lately? What's he done for me lately?
Whoa! We're not gonna You're not gonna disrespect KD now. Like, whoa! That's where I draw the line.
I'm not.
Whoa!
I'm not. I'm just saying
Actually,
he's getting older.
What did KD do during the playoffs last year?
I averaged over 30.
Okay, just want to make sure.
In his sleep.
In his sleep.
Just want to make sure.
In his sleep.
Even Jordan, even if you think Luka deserves to be on the list, does he deserve to be number 4?
Now that I agree with you.
Oh hell!
That I agree with you. No, I would.
He is listed as number 4.
I would agree with that. I agree with that.
Hey, can I ask a question? It's on the subject, but off the subject.
Yeah.
What's the difference between Luka and Harden?
One smokes hookah, one likes tequila. I guess that's the big difference.
What's up?
I mean, I just wonder. You know what I'm saying? What's the difference?
Why can't James
One black,
Harden be on
one
that list?
white? That's my whole point. He led the league in assists last year. Harden did.
Mm-hmm. Let's do this. I'd rather do this instead. Let's go around as a panel Gina, you first. I want you to name your top 10 for the NBA players in order. I want to hear it.
I can't do an order.
I can do an order, Jordan. Not
Yeah,
off the top of my
Yeah.
I want an order.
I can't do an order. I can name 10 people, but I can't name them in order.
Okay, well then we'll make it easier. Just give me your top 10.
Yeah.
Just top 10. No order. Give me top 10.
I mean, look, I'll replace the people right now. Like I said, I'll take Luca out.
Okay.
And I mean, look, I already told you I put Ja over Luca. That's just
Facts.
straight up.
I like it. I like
Gina,
it.
If you take out all the bad shit with Ja, okay. If you take out all the John Morant extracurricular activities, okay, and he plays more games, you fucking insert, and you take out Luca. Doesn't have the heart. I mean, he just doesn't. He buckles under pressure. All right, so put Ja in. Anthony Davis, if he doesn't have that stellar playoff performance, all right, he doesn't make that list. All right, so that's why he's on the list. Okay, yeah, well, yeah, because he got ghosted a couple times.
That's typical. That's typical of an AD. He will have a game where he'll go off.
Right.
What does Jason Tatum
AD
do in the
go
playoffs?
off, and that very next game, you'll be like, where's this AD that we saw a day ago?
Yeah.
What does Jason Tatum do in the playoffs?
I swear, you know
who said that?
You might have
that.
Just wondering,
Nothing.
you know.
Oh, hi.
That's why my man.
This
I
is
said it.
Just wondering.
No. Yeah.
I mean, I don't. He
Jimmy
is the
Butler
magic man for real. Now you see me. Now you don't.
Give me Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler's going to be.
I'll take Jimmy, even though he.
Who are you taking out?
Like Jimmy.
Yeah. I put Jimmy in.
AD. I probably.
Jimmy's in. So who goes out for Jimmy?
I don't know. I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Devin Booker's definitely
Here's my
on
top
mine
one.
for sure.
There we go. Let's go, Dan.
Oh, Devin Booker is definitely on my list. Not only him, but I got Dylon,
and Julius Randle.
and last but not least, Dylon.
Now, this is my question to it.
Steve-O is right. They left the Joker off that list?
No, Joker.
No, he's not.
Two.
He's number two.
Joker's number two.
He's number two.
It's on.
Yeah,
he's number
Joker's
two.
on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's-
I
He
was
should be
looking
number
at my-
one, but
I
they hated
agree.
on him because he should be a 3-time MVP. You know what I mean? Let's keep it a buck, but they didn't want to give it to him because then they would be sitting up there against the babyface assassin. They didn't want to do it because they didn't want to let it be done over what they did with Steph. Let's just keep it a buck. Steph is supposed to be the face of the NBA. You know, once LeBron leaves, and they don't want this big, goofy-looking Serbian up there as the face of the league. Let's just keep it a buck.
Well, it's not even a goofy looking Serbian. He don't love the game like
I'm
that.
serious. That's real.
I thought it was because of Jordan.
They as good as Dirk was, they would not let Dirk be the face of the league. As good as now, not saying that Dirk was in there with Kobe and he was there with several other people, but they would not allow Dirk, as good as he was in that 3-year stretch, they would not allow him to be the face.
But let's take it to the next level. You've heard and you see everything that that Jokic has said, and I don't have a problem with it. I love it. And he said, "Yeah, this offseason sucked because I had to play two more months. Not looking forward to the parade. I want to go home." Could you imagine the face of the league being someone that's just so lethargic and carefree like that?
Blah.
That can never happen.
My man's be
It
looking up
can never
horses on
happen.
the side, on the
Hi,
bench over
guys.
You
there.
know what I'm saying? Like that can never happen.
This is the just going to come out here to the game, and we just came to play, and and we won the
That's it.
championship, and I'm ready to get back to my hometown and watch the horses, and that is it. What? I'm trying to have this dude as the face of the league, and then they not giving it to the Greek freak because he can't halfway talk either. He's hilarious,
Oh,
but you
can't
not
talk
gonna
either.
do this.
They,
So
he can't
And-
talk either, man.
and
he
I'm
can
gonna be
talk.
real.
No disrespect to you.
right
He can talk. But
outside.
those heavy accents, man, it's tough.
Yeah, they're not the two top players are not from here. Let's keep it real now.
Yeah.
As good as Steph is, he's still
As good
the
as
face of the
KD
league.
is, as good as
Right.
LeBron
No,
is.
I
All
know.
of them. They're not
And
going to
Steph-
give it to these dudes that can't speak
Right.
the language over here. Clearly,
Steph is number 3 on my
Yeah.
list, by the way. I'm just saying.
So, question: If LeBron and AD was able to make the list as teammates 9 and 10,
Mhm.
why couldn't Jamal Murray make the list with Joker?
he's
Honestly
17.
speaking,
He's just
well, I
not
mean, we know
tough.
why. We know why. But what I'm saying is, I like Jamal Murray more than I like Luka, and that's just a fact.
I hear you, but let's talk about the narrative that was around Jamal Murray. So remember, it was the bubble Jamal Murray of like, hey, dude was
Mhm.
hooping. Come back next year again, tore his ACL. I was working that game at Chase Center when it happened. And it was like for a lot of people during that playoff, that finals run, it was like, oh, for the first time, this looks like someone who wasn't in the bubble. Because a lot of what we were talking about in the bubble was, well, the shot perception is a little different because it's a closed gym. You don't have the depth perception. And the environment is different. So people look a lot better. So you were looking for that performance from someone like Jamal Murray to match that. So people, I think, still are like, okay, I'm starting to see that again. Like maybe the bubble wasn't a fluke from you, but with how we are in this industry and how we are with basketball, I want to see a little bit more. So he's still
Well, the bubble was a fluke for AD.
disrespect.
The bubble was a fluke for AD
I don't think it was
because we didn't
I don't
see the
think it
same
was.
AD.
I don't
Let
think
me
it
ask you
was.
this question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. You had Paul George, right?
Mhm.
It's Paul George better than Anthony Edwards?
I would say. Oh, those are close. That's a great question. And y'all know I love me some Anthony Edwards. I love Anthony Edwards. But I would say this. I would say the longevity. Pause. Y'all chill out. Chill out. I'm talking about Anthony Edwards as a basketball player. I love Anthony Edwards as a basketball player. But anyway, my point being,
We just
I
know
saw
it's
the
going to be
face and I
tough for
saw
you
the
to say
laugh.
he's better than Paul George.
No, I'm not. No, I mean, my thing is like I would also like this is where longevity and consistency come into play too. Paul George has been a phenomenal two-way player for a long time. The only question that we have about Paul George is, for the most part, can you stay healthy?
We got the same question with Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard
I
ain't on that
don't
list.
disagree. That's another great point.
Yeah.
I still think that Kawhi. I mean, I think Paul George is better than Kawhi Leonard, and I'm saying that like as a healthy player. I do.
I would say this though. This is my personal opinion until I see otherwise.
Mhm.
I got Kyrie and I still got Damian Lillard over Luka. That's in my opinion. Though. That's in my opinion.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there's nobody putting up 70 on any team like Dame was.
Mhm.
Nobody is creative in I shouldn't say nobody.
Who's
Second
putting up a
in the
60,
league behind Steph.
Who's putting up a 60-20 triple-double like Luka?
What did it do?
I can see people do that.
But no. But nobody has. But my thing is this: where did it get him?
Where's it
He
got?
didn't make the playoffs.
Where's it gotten Dame?
Nowhere. Both of them didn't make the playoffs. Is my
That's
point.
going to
I'm
get
saying.
Dame
Like,
somewhere.
if we're gonna, I'm just saying. Like again, if we're talking about arguments of who should be on the list versus who should be off, these are the questions I'm asking. Of okay, I respect it, but if I have to ask a question, I'm going to ask it. You see what I'm saying?
Right. No.
Can I
I'm
ask-
with it. I love the questions. No. I just
So Jordan, let me ask you this: and I
Go ahead.
ask everybody this. Dame Lillard gives Milwaukee a better chance at a ring than Luka on Milwaukee with Giannis. What you think?
Correct.
Absolutely.
I don't. You said Dame gives them a better chance than Luka would.
Absolutely.
That was I would agree, but again, like part of that is fit because I think Dame's a better shooter.
Thanks.
So
So my point is, what team would you envision a Luka Doncic taking to the ring level?
If I could see,
Because he don't fit nowhere. He's his own player.
Nowhere. And that's why I
He's
feel
a
like
ball
him and James
hog.
Harden are this. That's why I feel like him and James Harden are the same player. Because
Same
where do you
I-
put James Harden
They are.
in any team? Even if he goes to LA, they have too many people who are point guards on that team. It's not going to work.
The only thing, because basketball wise, Rod,
The
I'm with you.
closest they ever came was OKC.
No,
That's
he was the third. He
And
was
he
the
went the
third
bad
guy on
thing.
that team. He did. He did.
Pause.
The only thing I'm gonna say with
No
that
pause. He did.
is, like I said, fit matters in sports, right? It matters.
Facts.
And so that's why I
We
said,
agree.
yeah, no, I know,
Oh,
I know,
yes.
but I'm saying like that's why I'm saying like
Oh,
from the
yes.
standpoint of
All
why
of them.
when I looked
All
at
points.
Dame, when I looked at the Bucks, I said like the reason why I said better shooter is like, yeah, if you can surround Giannis with shooters. Oh yeah, good luck trying to protect the paint against Giannis Antetokounmpo. But you have Brook Lopez in this corner. You got Chris Middleton over here. You got Dame Lillard spotting up over here. Yeah, good luck trying to do that. Now, the thing is though, if you had someone like Luka, which means he has to have the ball, then Giannis driving the lane, it doesn't happen as much. It doesn't matter as much. But the other thing too is like when you have certain point guards of that ilk, and I'm saying yes, Luka's a point guard. It's if he's in a different situation, and I do truly think that Luka is a mindset if he wants to win. Does he change up how he plays? Like we're all basing this off of what he looks like in Dallas, and yeah, in Dallas, Luka has to have the ball. Like I think we all agree on that. So if he's somewhere else,
Well, Kyrie is there,
happen?
so he don't have to have the ball.
but even with that, it was how long was Kyrie there? So how long did they really have to gel of like this is what it looks like? But again, to my point though, and I think also to Rod's point and to the whole
We're gonna
question
find
of
out this season
if he
for
was
sure.
on the Bucks, what have you seen from Luka off the ball that makes him a good off-ball player?
He ain't a good off player.
Like, I don't-
That's
like,
the reason
that's-
why Kyrie is there to help him.
No,
That's the problem.
I'm saying too, it's just like I'm looking at it from both sides of the spectrum. I think that in Dallas, we've seen Luka on the ball so much because he had to be up until having someone like Kyrie there. And it's also why it's so hard to answer the question of like, well, if we put Luka in Milwaukee instead of Dame, how would that look? I don't know. But at the same time, I'm looking at Luka and being like, what do you look like off the ball? It's the same question I had with Trae Young and the Hawks. Okay, like we had DeJounte Murray. Now it's time for you to be off the ball. I wanted to see you off the ball for some time now. We have someone that can do that for you. But so what does it look like? What does it look like?
Why do you think Jordan? And why do you think Jordan is not working in Atlanta with having Murray there? Why do you think it's not working?
Well, you just got a new coach. I mean, remember Quinn Snyder took over like middle of the year, so I got to see what that looks like before I can answer that question.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, we saw what it looked like for the majority of the year.
With Nate McMillan as coach, I agree.
We
I
saw
don't.
what
I
it
don't.
looked like. I mean,
don't disagree.
Quinn couldn't fix the problem.
Well, we'll see. Again, like you don't step in midway as a coach for the most part, and all of a sudden things change. It doesn't work like that. So let me see what it looks like now. You've had a whole.
I've seen Mike
offseason.
Brown do it.
Again, and that's why I said for the most part, you can have some outliers. Yes, you can have outliers, but they're outliers for a reason.
Well, I mean, Quinn Snyder supposed to be a good coach. Mike Brown a good coach.
So
He
we'll
changed
see.
mid-season.
Let's
So we'll see. Go ahead, Gina.
Go ahead, Gina.
That's true.
Looking on his shit.
Let's talk about James Harden. Is James Harden hurting his trade value? Because I heard he's been in Houston for the last 3 days because he did
Oh, for
not show
real?
up for practice today.
Mhm.
Oh, for real? He
For
making it real
real?
uncomfortable, huh?
I might have to get my Magic City hoodie
Uh-huh.
back out for this James Harden conversation, huh?
If James is in Houston, we know what he's
So
doing.
the fines are going to be piling up. So
Hey, James
we know he
already
hates Daryl
told y'all.
Morey.
He already told y'all he's never playing again for an organization that
For that
Daryl
liar.
is running. And that's a lie, because he'll be playing.
I look. Go ahead,
Yes,
Rod. Go
Rod.
ahead. Go ahead.
Wait, Rod.
Oh, okay. I was about to. I was gonna say, James Harden. To me, congratulations, you played yourself. And I'm gonna say this.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah, it's
Facts.
a business. And my thing is, regardless of what y'all talked about at a meeting, you know what I'm saying? You should go into it with the mindset knowing that these folks is gonna lie to you. Because you took a pay cut and they promised you
There it
that.
is, Jordan. Play the
What
game.
fool? What fool? Exactly. What fool would sit up there and make you think that, with any logic, that these fools that they're gonna take care of you like that? This is this is a business. You ain't gone too far to see that shit.
Can we let's have
Y'all need to stop playing like y'all stupid on this game, man.
Thank you.
Game don't respect nobody.
Thank you.
Nobody.
So here's the honest truth about James Harden, and here's the answer for the question: is he currently right now hurting his trade value? No, he already did.
How many times? No trade value.
but that's my point. Like, he already hurt it. How many times have we seen James Harden? We were talking about the playoffs earlier, right? How many times have we seen James Harden come up short in the playoffs? You even brought it up, like when he was back in Oklahoma City, how he wet the bed in the finals against Miami. But here's the thing: when he gets upset, how does he handle himself when he's not happy? He was overweight in Houston.
He leaves.
Right? Then he goes over to Brooklyn. He gets to Brooklyn. Well, guess what? The reason why your hamstring hurts because your body's not ready to overcompensate for the extra weight, so you get hurt. What goes on right now in Philly? And again, it's not like Daryl Morey is a random guy. That was your dude when you were in Houston, and he was in Houston. That was your guy.
And he paid
you. Yes, that was your guy. So now all of a sudden, you're not showing up to practice. You're putting all this stuff out in the media, and again, the media ain't twisting this. No, you said what you said.
Oh, no, he ain't
so
he gave us front row.
Exactly. So he's not hurting his trade value. He's already hurt it based off what he's done in the past.
Like
he has literally made it. He can want to leave Philly all he wants. He has made it harder for Philly to move him than what he thinks. That's just a genuine, honest truth about the situation.
Well,
but Philly,
all the reports are saying that no other team is even talking to Philly about him.
Well, because how much money would you have to pay him, first and foremost? And again, and here's the thing too. I know this opens up a broader conversation about player empowerment, player empowerment in the league. When you do something like that, right? Like, thankfully, Dame still got moved. He got moved to Milwaukee, but remember, for a while it was, hey, if I don't get moved to Miami, I ain't playing, right? So if you're someone like James Harden,
playing, but he just really wanted to go to Miami.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, if you put that out there, it makes it that much harder for any other team to make things happen. So it's the same thing I'm gonna say with James Harden. If you're saying, hey, I want to be with the Clippers, well, first off, the way your attitude is, a lot of teams don't want you anyway. The way you're paid, the way your salary is, it's going to be hard to move and switch things around anyway. But all of a sudden, you're just going to say that you want to go to one team. Okay. Why else? Because at that point, we've seen what it's looked like now from two different places, what it looks like when you don't want to be somewhere. So if you don't want to be in a certain situation, a certain environment, why would I trade for you?
Wise just text me talk about we tripping. Luka top 5. Nah, Wise.
I mean, Wise, you could just hop on here and say that,
Oh, that's just
Wise.
That's his guy.
We know
That's why. That's his guy.
And everything.
Wise, come trade for me because I'm out of here. It's 11:30 East Coast time. I got to get up for work.
Yeah. I got 6 minutes with me, but yeah, I just
All
feel
right,
like that ain't no way.
Last question.
What we got, Gina?
Oh, what are your expectations for your team this season?
Okay, last question. What are your expectations for your team this season? All right, I'll go.
I got
conference.
I got two
I
answers,
expect.
so I'll go last. I'll go last.
What you got, Gina?
I'm just like, I expect a ring because we are in supposedly the twilight years of Steph, Clay, and Dre. Because supposedly we just got CP3. The guy's been in the league for what, 18 fucking years, right? And so, I mean, the guy is desperate for a ring as Rod disappears. All right, and the guy's about if he doesn't retire with a ring, he's just known as the guy, with the record-breaking assists record. All right, so that made sense. And so he becomes a Hall of Famer with no ring. So, and I personally liked it that way until we got him. So the only thing that I expect is a fucking ring at the end of the season. But my other expectation is we're going to start off slow. So here's Steve. We're just going to, right now we're filling out the rotations. We're just going to be, putting together some rotations and this, that. I don't give a fuck about an in-season tournament.
Gina getting ready for them. How's your season going without the scoring of Jordan Poole here?
Well,
you missed the scoring of Jordan Poole?
I just want everybody to know
I just want good defense.
I'm not laughing at anything that Gina said because I agree with her in terms of the Warriors' expectations. I'm laughing because Rod leaving the screen laughing. That's what made me start laughing too. So I just want to get that clarification.
Hey, listen, I love Gina's expectations because she's right. Y'all brought back the core three, and y'all say
she's 1,000% right.
And y'all brought in Chris Paul without bringing in no other help or nobody else. You traded away Jordan Poole. You put all your eggs in the Draymond Green basket. Give me a ring. I don't blame you, Gina. I don't blame
either.
you at all. Give me a ring.
My expectation is a ring.
Let me trade a proven winner for a non-proven winner. Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
boy, I
bam.
tell you, boy, y'all Warrior fans are delusional. If y'all think y'all winning the ring this year.
They not. Mike Dunleavy.
No, but that's what I'm expecting.
Right, that's what she expects.
Don't play us this year. I hope we don't play y'all again in the playoffs. We gonna dog walk y'all.
No, you guys are good. I'm not delusional enough to think that you guys aren't a good team.
Look, Clay is not the same Clay.
And he
his mama named him Clay. Exactly. His mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. Yeah, like that man ain't the same. That man, them Toronto before you got injured days ain't about to happen no more. So if y'all counting on Clay, congratulations, y'all played yourselves on that. And then for you to bring
Jordan
up Chris
Poole was
Paul,
supposed to replace Clay, right, Gina?
Exactly. Y'all brought in Chris Paul for defensive purposes? And then y'all talking about starting him.
He won't last the whole season.
I don't know what they're gonna do. Hey, I wasn't behind getting Chris Paul. I didn't even like Chris Paul.
Right.
You saw my Twitter, right? When they brought him.
Draymond don't like Chris Paul. I don't like Chris Paul.
Right.
I don't like Chris Paul.
No one likes Chris Paul.
That's tough. Sorry, watching the preseason.
No,
game.
not at all. I mean, well, mine will be quick and easy. I expect the Knicks to do what they do. Finally, get back to the playoffs. Probably be the 5th or 6th seed. Maybe win a playoff round again. Get to the second round and lose. Those are my expectations. Hey, let's get a good draft. Let's get a good draft.
I hear you. Look, I had to get some props real quick because, like I said, I got two answers. Because as everyone knows, I work for the Warriors, but also I'm a fan of the Hawks. For the Warriors, expectation is this, right?
It's a ring.
It's the ring. It's the
It's a
ring.
ring.
The reason why you say all this stuff all off season about, well, we needed adults in the room. All right, you got them. You got them. So
Yeah.
So now what?
You got Father Time in the room.
But again, like to their point.
Gandhi.
But no, hey, I'm with you, Nan. But I'm saying, what did they say? We needed adults in the room. You got adults in the room. So
You got them.
all right. So
My
you
arm
got them.
hurts.
So what's gonna be the hindrance of making it happen this year? Now for the Hawks, here is my here's what I got. Up row.
Sweet.
Travel.
Okay. Here's what I'm saying about the Hawks. I've been
swept
after now, and not like I'm just so disappointed with what has happened from the Hawks ever since they made the Eastern Conference Finals. So like even that was supposed to be the whole thing, but even in the locker room, you had people that like it came out. People were getting frustrated with Trae Young and what he's been doing. Well, one of the biggest voices about that is now in Utah. You send a black man to Utah. You don't do that, especially if you're in Atlanta. Y'all know how I feel about this. You don't send a black man to Utah. You don't do it. Now, outside of that, though, it's look, you're on another coach, right? I didn't hear a lot of people like again. I know I talked about Nate McMillan earlier. I didn't hear people complain about Nate McMillan when you made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I didn't hear it, but all of a sudden that pops up. Okay, you got a new coach. Quinn Snyder's a good coach. So what's the excuse then too? Hey, Mom, sorry, I'll wrap this up quickly so you can go to bed soon.
No, it's
just one of those
I'm
things.
about to join AARP soon, though.
Chris Paul is already a member of AARP.
Right, I know. It's just one of those things for me right now for the Hawks of like, if you're saying you got to move all these things, I mean, I guess Hawks and Warriors to an extent, kind of in the same boat for me in terms of you say you needed this, you needed that. All right, well, you got it. So what are you going to do? I just think that the Warriors are in a much better situation and much better talent-wise. Also, by the way, Jonathan Kuminga this year is going to be a dude. He's going to be a problem this year. I'm just telling you now.
Totally agree with that.
He's going to be a problem.
Jordan, hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Mike Dunleavy just might trade him for another adult.
He's not going anywhere.
Let's not move too quickly on the Kuminga thing.
Per sources,
he might be per sources. He might be out of there for another adult or two.
Just like I said, here's the other thing too about the Warriors. I want to bring this up real quick. Here's my per sources take for the day. Clay wanted a 4-year, $140 million extension.
That's what he wanted.
Okay, that's what he wanted. That's what he went to the ownership front office group and said, "This is what we want." Okay, now obviously, since it hasn't happened. Yeah, since it hasn't happened, that kind of tells you what the front office thinks about Clay and where he is right now as a player. So, Warriors.
That's why Clay listening to Tupac.
But I just say this: the Warriors don't do it now. You don't know how this core group looks after this year. So,
it's done.
It's
done data.
I'm just saying. That's my first sources. That's my first sources report for the Warriors.
Jordan, they are giving this year their run. It was over really technically last year. We ended it last year. I'm being honest with you. But Warrior fans just want to be delusional this year again, and that's fine. Be all you can be. Just know
I'm not delusional.
The reason why I won't say
no, that's expectations. I agree. Come on, I'm from a team that got 17 of them.
The reason why I won't say it was done last year, I mean, there was a lot of things going on. I think
I'm from a team that got one.
The right fit.
You know what I'm saying?
Obviously, Andrew Wiggins was gone for a good bit of the year. But hey, everybody's here now. You got what you got. If this Clay contract situation is what it is, and you're not going to sign him for 140, and again, like I said, per sources, it's not going to happen. You better get this done while you can, which means this year. Because if not, you got to see what happens.
Facts.
Blow up, shoe weight.
Hey, supposedly, you bring Chris Paul There's no reason that we can't win.
I will say though, don't be surprised
We'll
though
see.
if a year down the road a Greek freak comes to Golden State. That's all I'm saying.
Who else is gonna be here if Greek does come?
I
know. I'm just,
A lot of stuff sounds good on paper.
You're
See,
right. You're right.
I know how that feels.
You're right.
it's
So
fit.
when all stuff sounds good on
It's
paper,
fit.
Hey,
and
per
that's
sources,
the whole thing behind it.
Well, what
the
it-
Knicks, per sources, the Knicks are monitoring the cat situation in Minnesota, and that's a real thing.
Oh yes, it is absolutely. And
That's
I'm
a
telling you too.
real thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying right now too. Per sources.
Yeah,
it's a-
Minnesota's all
Milwaukee.
fucked up.
Oh,
That is the thing. I'm just.
Knicks, if you can do one thing for me, dog, go get Cat. Go get him.
With Milwaukee,
Go
it's,
get
it's a thing. It's a thing.
Cat is better. Cat is better than Anthony Davis.
No,
And he's top
Facts.
10.
no.
No what?
Cat should have been on that list too.
Cat's not better than Anthony Davis. No,
Boy, stop. Boy, stop.
no, he's not.
What?
He's a better shooter. I'll give you that. But overall player, no, give me Anthony Davis.
AD can't dribble like Cat can.
Yeah, he can't. He grew
I'd
up as
rather
a point
take
guard.
Cat.
AD grew up literally as a point guard.
He did.
I will
I'm
trade.
I'm not gonna say he didn't. I'm not.
I
gonna
will
say he
trade.
didn't. But
I will
Cat
trade
yeah,
Cat
better
Miss
for
Watkins
Anthony
is going to
Davis
Betty
in
by
a
it, and so am I.
heartbeat.
And that
I would
perimeter,
trade Cat
that paint defense is
for
going to
him.
go right down the drain.
Hey, well, if he get with Tom Tibbs, that defense is gonna elevate. He gonna be having block shots everywhere. He gonna be doing everything and rebounding everything, shooting the three.
He might be
Shoot
tired
it,
because
Cat.
you might get tired because he's playing 42 minutes a game with
You're right
Thibodeau.
about
So we'll
that.
see.
You Tom Tibbs will run you into the ground, man.
Mhm.
And that's going to do it for tonight's show. Thank you all for coming. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And please hit that like button.
Tell a friend to
Facts.
tell a
Joining
friend.
Sports.
Absolutely
Laugh
love all of
and
y'all,
Chill.
man. Love my panel. Let's do it again.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? The outro.
Shout out again to the Aces.
Become a Patreon
Congratulations.
member. It's so affordable.